Why, hello. We're back to 3.3. Now some applications. Here we're going to find the area. So let me write that. We're going to find the area. So to do this, you have to, it's kind of like an ink blot test. You know, you have to, what do you see when you look at this? Well, most people see two rectangles. We remember, we remember that the area of a rectangle is length times width. So if I cut this rectangle like so, right across here like this, and I call this rectangle A, and this rectangle, let's do a different color, B, I can do the pink rectangle first. Alright, so this will be rectangle A is nothing more than the problem 13 inches by 5 inches, and the area of that, length times width, is just 13 inches times 5 inches. It's the area, which is 13 times 5, let's see, would be 65 inches squared. Okay, so we'll put a little box around that because we're going to come back to that. Because the area of this whole orange odd shape here is nothing more than the area of A plus the area of B. And we just found the area of A, so now let's do the area of B. And the rectangle for B kind of looks like this. 3 inches by 6 inches. And we do the same thing. Area is length times width, which is 6 inches times 3 inches. And it doesn't matter because of the commutative law. You can multiply those in any order. And that's 18 square inches. All right? So the area would equal 18 square inches. We'll put a box around that. So now we just add up the pink box and the green box. So 65 plus 18 would be 83 square inches. And because we're adding those, the units don't change. All right, now let's try something a little bit more involved. You'll see that it's the same thing, and I don't know why that thing pops out like that. Whatever. There we go. So now we're going to do this thing. This is a bizarre shape indeed. We're going to find the area of that whole thing based on what we know here. So we need to start chopping this up into different rectangles. All right? So I'm going to make some division lines here. I'm going to divide this thing right here into a rectangle, and I'll divide it right here. Now, even though that looks right here, this area right there looks square, you can't always bet on it. In fact, don't count on it. I'll show you how to figure that out in a minute here. So we have rectangle A, that big one there, rectangle B, and then rectangle C. And we need to add up A, B, and C. So let's do A first. So rectangle A would be this long one here. It is 22 by 9. And for the sake of space here, I'm going to leave the units out again. So it's still, it is still area equals length times width on each one of these. Just going to do 3 separate problems and add up the answers. I think you can see where this is going. This is 22 times 9. 22 times 9 is, let's see here, that is 198. And that would be square meters. So we'll put a box around that. We'll have to add that to the other two. Our blue rectangle now, this is the one. Okay, so let me sketch this. We have a thing that looks, and that's wavy. This is 8. The bottom here is 8. From here to here is 8. But how long is this line? Well, it is 22. Okay, it's that distance minus this distance. Okay, so it's just, it is 22. Okay, let me back that up. That isn't correct. It is this distance minus this distance. See, everybody can make a little boo-boo on that. And you can see that that would be the remaining piece there. So 22 minus 6, this right here has to be 6 units right there. That has to be 6 units. So this is 6. And you can see that this area is going to be 48. And if you want to go for it, 6 times 8. But I'll go ahead and write it out. So area would be 6 times 8, which is, we'll get our units right here, 48 square meters. 48 square meters. Finally, for C, which will be our pink one, okay, that's going to be this right here. Okay, it's going to be that one. We have a rectangle that is 7 by 14. You can clearly see that labeled 7 by 14 there. And let's see, the area is going to be length times width, which is 14 by 7. I cannot write today. Let's see, 14 times 7 is 98. 98 square meters, because we have meters times meters. And we'll box that one. And I'll make this look pretty, so I'll box this one. And we just add up what's in all 3 blocks. Alright, so we all add up all 3 blocks, and that would be 198 plus 48 plus 98, just these 3 things here. I think you can see that. It's important, I think, to lay this out, especially if you're a visual learner. And this is 344 what now? That would be square meters. Square meters. This is the area of that green shape. And that's basically how you do those confusing problems right there. Have a good one.